Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our traditional Saturday morning business presentation followed by training. For those of you that are plugging in, let me know where you're dialing in from, which area you're in. We're a global company. We've got members and teammates all around the world who all have one vision and one mission, and that is to share an amazing product, an amazing company, and an amazing journey. So let's see, Northwest SA, Verenigde, UK, South Australia, UK, London. Oh, wow, Salt Rock. Well, to those of you that are brand new, we welcome you. To our team members who join us religiously every Saturday, I know you get a mountain of value and loads of additional learning every time you hop on. Welcome to this morning's business presentation. We're going to be sharing some information with you. We'll start with a business presentation, follow up with some training. I'm going to introduce you to some of our team members this morning, some of our business partners who we've become friends with. Starts as business and we all end up being friends in a community, a family of people that work together. We're very blessed to be in this environment. And I'm very, very, very grateful to be with you this morning. So a little bit of my background. My name is Michelle Blichnout. I'm based in Johannesburg, South Africa. And my husband and I have a soft spot for assets. We've been acquiring assets for the last 20 odd years. Fell in love with the crypto space a couple of years ago. And in general, I run an accounting firm for the past 11 years. So I love business. I love business opportunities, and everything just made sense to us. And it's been a marvelous journey. So I'm very, very privileged to introduce you to my husband, Eugene Blichnout, this morning. He has a complete passion for cryptos. He's got a passion for the technical aspects of cryptos, for the blockchain aspect of it. And he loves sharing what he knows and he's learning. So I'm going to hand over to Eugene and he will be introducing GS Partners to you this morning. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, so it's going to be a nice, interesting, relaxed session for everyone that's new on the call. What we're going to go and do in this session is we're going to go and look at some of the market sentiments when it comes to everything that's happening in the market. And I'm wanting to present to you guys some ideas where you can go and think of, you know, when we talk about stuff like cryptocurrencies, metaverse, etc., to give you guys a more of an insight when it comes to certain platforms and products. But before we start sharing, just a little bit of a disclaimer from my side. Just understand that this presentation is to explain the Lydian world and its partners and rewards in the micromanagement program that is offered by GS Partners. Also know that, very importantly, that everything that I go and show you, potential income and products, rewards, etc., is at current date amounts and figures, where if you go and watch this maybe in a month or two's time from now, this may have changed and not be 100% relevant. But also understand that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm giving no financial advice to anyone. I'm just sharing my story and sharing what is available on the market. Also know that I'm not a tax advisor or a specialist. Please go and acquire tax advice from the relevant people. I'm just a person, just like you and I, just looking at different things. But when it comes to thinking about business and thinking about life, you know, what could make you work less hours, but also make you earn more income? Okay, it's such a very good question from Tim Ferriss, that how do we actually do this, and is it really possible? When you think of these questions and you actually go, man, it is possible. It's possible because there's certain things that need to fall into play. Okay, you got to have the right system that's easy to use. You got to have the right markets that are performing. You also have the right strategies that are proven, and also the right timing to be leading edge. Okay, the worst thing that you can do is not have any of these system, market strategies and timing. That will mean that you will find yourself in the bleeding edge, most probably working more hours instead of less hours. So when we look at all these things and we look at the right markets, what are we referring to with regards to the right markets? So we look at cryptocurrency market, we look at the gaming market, we look at NFTs, arts, all these things that come into play into the metaverse. And what do they really represent and mean? Why do we start looking at these specific markets? So it's really, really easy. When we look at the crypto market, there's been such a massive uproar and such a hype around cryptocurrencies. And why is that? It's because cryptocurrencies for the last decade have really changed the way we look at finances. So when we look at it, you kind of go and see, okay, JP Morgan a couple of years ago said, Bitcoin is the worst thing ever. Don't put your money in there. No one will ever hold Bitcoin. No one will see value in Bitcoin. Now suddenly JP Morgan opens cryptocurrency trading to all its clients. So the big boys are really coming into play when it comes to cryptocurrencies. MicroStrategy just bought another 5,000 Bitcoins and now holds 114,000 Bitcoins within their holding. That is absolutely massive. You look at Grayscale. Grayscale spent another $1 billion in purchasing cryptocurrencies. So there's a lot of boom around cryptocurrencies at the moment, and something we should really be taking cognizance of. What is the market doing for us? What is our normal financial system doing for us versus the cryptocurrency? Now, when we look at all these things, we can go and see that money is really starting to flow into cryptocurrencies, where more and more people, more and more investors, more and more companies are starting to leverage in the cryptocurrency space, putting more value into cryptocurrencies. You guys can see on the screen here, it started slow for quite a couple of years, and then suddenly people started putting their value into it. And then we went past $1 trillion, and then we went past $2 trillion. And we could potentially see in 2020 that we might go and surpass the $3 trillion mark when it actually comes to the holding of cryptocurrencies. Then we're going to go and look at the gaming market. What has the gaming market actually done in retrospect? When we look at that, a $65 billion market. This is most probably one of the biggest markets at the moment that is booming when it comes to people earning money online. So we're also going to go and look at that. And then the newest one of them all is the NFT art and collectibles market. Why is that so important? You've seen people that they go and put some value into NFTs, and they actually go and purchase them for a couple of $100 to $1,000 per NFT, and they can go and sell those collectibles for millions of US dollars in a couple of months. We've seen that with quite a large number of NFT collectibles that people are actually purchasing and selling at value. This is most probably going to be one of the biggest things when it comes to the metaverse in the future, where a lot of people, instead of having a fancy Rolex watch, they will rather have in the metaverse, because everything's going digital, an NFT that's linked to your profile picture that would be worth quite a lot of money. So those are the kind of things I want us to think about. But when we look at how do we combine all these markets into one place, I want to go in today and share a platform with everyone, which is called Gold Standard Partners. Now, what does Gold Standard Partners offer us? Merely a platform where we can link into a platform called Lydian World. Lydian World is so amazing. It is really digital real estate with real value. Now, what does it mean for us when we look at a platform like this, and how does it combine all the markets? So very simply put, it's digital citizenship. You can own a passport, if you want to call it that, to a specific country. Now, why is that important? Because you can also go and hold multiple citizenships. You know, I'm a South African, I can only hold a South African passport. I cannot go and hold a Canadian passport. I cannot go and hold a passport for United Arab Emirates. But in a digital platform, in a digital world, I can go and do that. And I can go and leverage on that into their digital economy. So now we can create this economy which is all Commonwealth based. Why do we want this Commonwealth-based economy? Because when we start leveraging this together, we can start earning some rewards and some income from the gaming space. We can earn from the trading space. We can also go and earn from the education space that's available in this ecosystem. NFT collectibles, we can earn from that. We can also go and earn from card swipes when people go and utilize some of the debit cards. I'll go into more detail on that. And also yield farming. So there's a lot of income resources that we can get access to and much more as the platform starts evolving. Now that's really, really interesting when you look at it. Now suddenly we can get a share of all of this. We don't have to be the gamer that sits online playing games 24/7 to earn money. We can leverage a platform that allows us to earn some income, some monies from those specific resources without doing anything. Now, when you go and take all of that and you can go and put it together, you kind of realize that now you're starting to create passive income streams, little bits at a time, flowing in every day, every minute, every week, just flowing in. Some of these, and as the platform grows and grows and grows, more and more monies will start flowing in. Now, what I want to speak to everyone about is how do we actually get access to Lydian World? Now, for $33 a month, you can literally go and get yourself a GS Partners NFT voucher. What does the voucher entail? Yes, they do fluctuate sometimes in value depending on what the promotion is when the company decides that. But what is so interesting is when you purchase this voucher, you're going to get what is referred to as Lydian Lions. Now, within Lydian World, we have a digital gaming token, which is called Lydian Lions. And this gaming token gives you access to all the citizenships, etc., within Lydian World. Now, what is important to understand is when you actually pay this $33 a month, you start accumulating some of these Lydian Lions. What can you do with the Lydian Lions? You can go and acquire yourself a citizenship so that you can actually earn some of those passive income from the total rewards that's distributed on various resource structures that's putting some income into that specific citizenship. Now, how is the citizenship broken down? Very simply put, the total rewards get shared amongst the citizens, 50% of it, and the other 50%, it gets shared amongst what we refer to as top ranks. Now, what is a top rank? A top rank really represents, if you think of the real world, you have a mayor, a governor, a president, a vice president, and similar to Lydian World, we can go and acquire ourselves higher ranks in order for that. What does the higher ranks provide us? Depending on the rank, it will also give you over and above the citizenship share, you will get additional rewards from the income coming into that citizenship. That's really, really cool. I love the way that the company's done that. But understand, if you really want to start also earning some big money, the Lydian World offers digital resources. Now, when we talk about digital resources within Lydian World, we talk about Lydian Stater. Now, I just want to pause there for a second and explain something to everyone when it comes to digital resources. When you think of the real world and you think of physical resources, what are we thinking about? At the end of the day, if you think about South Africa was merely created and started with an economy around mining physical gold. That's how South Africa really started booming. Now, when you think of Dubai, Dubai's economy was started with mining physical oil. Now, similar to all of that, creating an economy, we can go and do the same within Lydian World at a digital resource, which is then Lydian Stater. And we can go and mine that Lydian Stater in a nice way, where we can go and earn up to a yield of 4 to 88% per annum. Now, that is all dependent on the type of mining certificate that you purchase when you do that. But understand one thing, you can have multiple citizenships and multiple mining certificates within this platform. So you can have literally a right to mine within every single country that you have a citizenship. That's really nice because it gives you more and more access to the Stater that you can mine. How do the mining certificates work? So they are referred to as a tier. So you have tier 1 up to tier 5. They all cost a different value to acquire these certificates, but they also come with different benefits and different rewards. And I'm going to go and explain that to everyone in more detail as we do the presentation further. But understand the one thing that is currently so valuable is the word arbitrage. Now, whenever we do trading, and I've been doing trading for the last 5 years in cryptocurrencies, and the biggest thing everyone always is looking for is if you can purchase something for R1, sell the same thing for R2 on a different platform, that's called arbitrage. That's the leverage we always look for. When we look at G999, which is the gas coin for the ecosystem, we can go and fetch G999 on the open market for less than $0.50 US. We can bring it back into Lydian World, into those mining certs, and we can get an arbitrage up to 2.5 cents per coin. Now, when you look at that and you go and work it out, it simply means for every dollar you're bringing off of the market and you're bringing it into Lydian World, you're creating a $5.50 value for yourself when you put it into this mining certificate. Now, when we look at the mining certificates, and I want to go into a little bit of detail with everyone here, but just understand a tier 1 would have a certificate cost of $399 US. That merely means that's the right to mine a piece of land. Okay, so let's say you've got a citizenship in South Africa. I can now go and acquire a tier 1 certificate. I can go and place it in South Africa digitally. Now I've got the right to mine a certain amount of Lydian Stater. But in real life, we also need equipment to actually go and mine the physical resources. Similar in Lydian World, we also need those equipment to go and mine. And that's what we refer to as the max mining load. And the max load on a tier 1 certificate is $2,000 worth of value that you need to put in. But remember what I said with arbitrage, if we take some of the G999 off of the open market, we can get a 5.5x value on our money. What does that mean? So it means that for $365 US, we can go and fill that mining certificate with $2,000 worth of value. Now, this is how the mining certificates work. So when you look at the left side on the certificate itself, the mining power is 18.8% for the year. So now the total cost that you actually put out to get the certificate and load the certificate is only $760. But in 1 year's time, that tier 1 certificate will give you a reward of $2,770 US. So that means that you have a potential profit of $2,000 US in 12 months. Now, when we look at a tier 2, similar to that, a tier 2 is a little bit more cost. It's $1,000 to go and get the certificate, the mining rights. Now you have to fill it with $5,000 in order to get the 28.8% yield per annum. And you also have an 18-month duration instead of 12. Now, if you take all of that together, it will cost you $1,900 to go and acquire this. However, at tier 2, once the 18 months are up, you will have a value of $8,100 US. So that's giving you a potential profit of about $6,200 over that mining period. What is nice is your rewards are harvested at certain periods, released little bits by little bits over the 18-month duration. When we look at the tier 3, similar to all the others, this certificate will cost you $3,000 US, okay? You have $15,000 worth of load that you can do, and you can go and take the arbitrage advantage and get it for $2,500. So your total cost to go and get the certificate will only be $5,500 US. Now, the interesting fact is, after 24 months, when this mining certificate is done, you will have a reward of $29,000. That will give you a potential profit of $24,000 US. Okay, it does fluctuate a little bit, and I'll explain it on the last one why. I say that at tier 4, you can see a total cost of $15,000 US. However, after 30 months, you will have a value of $128,000 and potential profit of $113,000 in 30 months. Then the tier 5, this is the one everyone's talking about. Everyone is actually going and purchasing these. It is $12,000 in order to get this mining right, and you've got a maximum load of 500,000. With the arbitrage, it will cost you around about $90,000 to get it. So a total cost of $102,000. But just look at what happens with this. This is 88% yield per annum. So meaning that every year, for the next 3 years, every year you're going to get $400,000 US in rewards. If you break it down even more into months, it will give you $36,000 per month. You look at your tier 5 reward certificate at the end of the mining period at 1.8 million versus your potential profit of 1.7 million. If you take what you've paid for it, you take that off. Now, here's the nice thing everyone needs to understand. When these calculations were done, the Lydian stater was only just above $1,000 per Lydian stater. Okay. The interesting thing is it's already gone up to $1,700 US per Lydian stater. So can you imagine that's a 70% growth in the coin value? If you look at the calculations, which is based on a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that if Lydian stater stays in the next 3 years at $1,000 and it remains at $1,000, that's the calculation. We already know that the value's gone up 70%. So in essence, your potential profit, you can actually go in times by 1.7. So that's already giving you 2.8 million instead of 1.7 million. So understand how these markets work. It's really, really exciting when we look at mining these resources within Lydian World. So now that you understand how that works, there's also not just passive income that we can go and acquire, but also active income. The active income streams is really an introducing partner program. What do we mean when we say introducing partner program? It's really the people that want to start growing the community of citizens within this platform. The company has gone and said, you know what, because you are wanting to participate and tell your friends, your family, your colleagues, you want to introduce more people to our community, we will go and give you the ability to earn commissions for all products and services that move through this platform. Now that really excited me when I saw this. You know, I've always been a passive investor type guy, and when we started doing this, and Michelle's got a really big mind for business, and when we started seeing the ability of the introducing partner program and the rewards that can be generated from that, it was an instant sell for myself and Michelle, because now I can go and share something amazing with my friends and stuff, and I can also make some commissions, and I can put some of those commissions back into the platform to create that wealth portfolio for myself. Now, understand one thing, for the $33 that you're paying for the month in order to be part of the whole system and getting those Lydian Lions to go and acquire more citizenships, you also have then been subscribed to the introducing partner program automatically. With that $33, you will receive an IP link to track your registrations of your people that's linking into Lydian World. You'll have a professional sales and marketing funnel and tools. You will also go and get yourself a 10% discount on all your personal products and services that you actually acquire from the platform. You will get access to all the product promotions, incentive, and sale bonuses, and I'll do a little bit more training on that. And then also there's training available on social media strategies within the platform where you can go and 10x your active income. The wonderful thing about this is you can grow the community and you can also grow your income. Now, when we look at the Introducing Partner program, how does it actually work? How do we break it down? How do we define it? Very simple. When you're an active introducing partner, you will then be able to share your IP registration link with your friends and family. They would then go and purchase product because the products are so great. You would then go and earn yourself 15% commission on all their subscriptions and purchases that they make. But it gets better than that. Whenever your new introducing partner goes and shares their link with their people, you also have the ability to earn from their subscriptions and products. And that's 2 to 5% on all their products and subscriptions that go through your business. Now, when we go and look at just a hypothetical calculation for everyone to understand what I'm talking about when I talk about sharing your IP link with everyone to earn commissions, and this is just, this is not a guaranteed claim. It's just a hypothetical. It's a calculation when things happen in a perfect world. But let's say, for instance, you find 3 of your family members or 3 of your friends, and they participate in this. Now, your 3 friends go and say, you know what, I'm going to introduce it to 3 of my friends, and they go and do that. And then again, the chain follows 3 by 3 by 3, and suddenly 9 levels down, you have almost 30,000 people in your business. But we also know that the commission structure is done in such a way where it works in certain percentages on certain levels. But let's just say for the calculation's sake, everyone just purchases the $33 on a monthly basis. Now that will accumulate some revenue in your business and you earn commissions accordingly. You can see if you've done this, maybe let's say you get 30,000 people in 1 year in your business, you would then have earned yourself $51,000 worth of commissions. Remember now, we're not talking about people acquiring mining certificates and all the other products within the system. This is literally just the $33 as a minimum payment to go and get yourselves those Lydian lines. There are so many ways to earn money within this platform. It is scary, okay? We talk about the 7 highest ones at the moment. So you can go and earn yourself Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and G999 in real time within retail commissions. We've got a 9-level pay plan. We've got fast start bonuses. We've got pools for that, for personal sales. We've got pools for business sales, people within your system. And what is also so fantastic is there's a platform called GS Lifestyle. I'll do a lot more explanation on this, but you can actually get some income on everyone's purchases, fees, and all the transactions they make within this crypto banking platform going forward. So now you understand that there's a passive income stream that you can go and acquire, but also there's the active income stream where you can go and make some commissions. But the biggest question I've always found is people ask me, but Eugene, how do I spend my gains? How do I spend my cryptocurrencies? It's so difficult to put it back into something tangible where I can go and buy bread and milk. Well, the companies thought of that, and the companies introduced a sister company to the platform, which is called GS Lifestyle. GS Lifestyle offers us almost similar to a banking, online banking platform, where we can go and get our cryptocurrencies into the platform. We can go and exchange between the various cryptocurrencies. You can also go and exchange our crypto back into the top fiat currencies like US dollar, like euro, okay? You can also go and load it onto a debit card where you can go and utilize that card at a shop. You can swipe it, spend it, go and watch movies, buy food for your children, things like that. What is also so cool about the system is you can put it back into your local bank account should you wish to do that. You can do payments online, you can do all of that, and you can do it in reverse Awesome. But how much does it actually cost, and how do we get hold of these cards? Very simple. You do have various types of cards. You have a basic card, which is like a plastic card. That's $70 to get it once off. And then you have a monthly subscription. Like any banking platform, you do pay service fees. Then you have an aluminum card, a little bit higher, but just know that every tier higher gives you more limits and more benefits when it comes to the card itself. You also get a stainless steel card, a gold-plated card, and also a solid gold card. It's a really impressive card. You know, that's worth $35,000, the card. And, you know, you kind of put yourself into another league where limits are no longer a thing that's holding you back. Now, you kind of sit down, you go, yo, everything is really great, but I don't know if I can do this. Well, let me tell you, it's really a three-step system. At the end of the day, can you just share a video? You know, there's so many of us that share TikTok videos and YouTube videos, and just have a look at this 10-minute video quickly. Okay, we all have the ability to share a video, and all we need to do in this business is share a video. Once you've shared a video with someone, you can follow up and invite them to a presentation like this, an online presentation, a live presentation. There's so many opportunities out there where you can go and invite your person too. Then once they've seen something like this, okay, presentation, they've been to a live presentation, you can merely ask them questions and get some of the senior persons to go and answer their questions. That is how difficult this business is. And I know everyone has the ability to actually do this. Now, you kind of sit here going, what's in it for me? Okay, I always look at it, if I don't get something out of it, I don't want to be part of it. So what's in it for you? You can go and earn cryptocurrencies passively and actively. You've got two different options that you can choose from. It's turnkey tools and systems that will give you your time into your business to create your future. That's what I love about the business. At the end of the day, you've got some next steps to do. You can register yourself a free account to start off with. You can ask your introducing partner about any current multipliers, promotions, incentives, and there are great incentives within the March month. So you will hear further on the training about that, and you can start earning some of these cryptocurrencies. So I want to say to everyone on the call, welcome to Lydian World. Welcome to this new metaverse. I hope that everyone got value this morning, and that's it from my side. I'm going to hand it back to Michelle. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome, Eugene. Thank you so much for sharing. Some of you might not know this, but I bullied him into the crypto space many moons ago. He thought I'd lost my marbles and ended up being so passionate in the environment. So we're so grateful for that. What a phenomenal opportunity. Those of you that are new and have just attended your first business presentation, please will you put new in the chat box for me? Let's see who are our new members, because I'm going to share something with you. I don't know about you, but the first time I climbed on a bicycle, it did not go so great, and it took a little bit of time. Welcome, Louis, I see you're new. It takes time. And if things are feeling like a bit much at the moment, every time you get on that bike, it gets easier. I'd like to encourage you. Get in contact with the person who invited you this morning. Ask them some questions. Let them assist you with the next steps. Let them share with you what are our next available options for you. And just get started and get plugged in. You have the opportunity to earn passively, which to me in today's time and age is a must, an absolute must. And secondly, you have an opportunity to earn actively. So you might just start passively, but none of us know where we're going to be or what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a year's time. And then the business opportunity might be the next best thing for you, which for us just makes phenomenal sense. So thank you so much, Eugene, for sharing that. Our next business partner, who I'm very privileged to introduce you to, is Mr. Bruce Hughes. He is a Wolfpack dad of 3 little boys, married man who has moved to Dubai about a year ago. He is That man lives and breathes cryptocurrencies and absolutely loves what cryptos get to offer us. So Bruce is going to take us through some products, share some information about the company, and help us all understand a little bit better. Over to you, Bruce.
Michelle, thanks so much for having me on the call. I don't know how to make the video that I'm on work with the microphone that I'm speaking on. So people might not be able to see me, but I've had to use 2 different devices. I managed to catch the last 10 minutes of Eugene's presentation. I just want to say it was so beautifully explained. Well done, Eugene. Fantastic stuff. But what I want to do on this call and this short section is talk about the promotions that are currently available to anybody who's looking to move into this ecosystem and take advantage of some value adds. And so I am going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to take you into some of the promotions that we have available to us. Now, the first promotion I want to talk about, or rather, let me start here. The first thing to understand is that we toggle between 2 platforms. We toggle between our introducing partner platform, where we can buy products, where we can track with any incentives, and where we can track commissions. And then we also toggle between our Lydian World gaming site, this metaverse site of digital real estate, of multiple income streams, of digital mining or Lydian Stater mining. So these are the 2 sites that we either monitor the health of our business on, or we grow or redeploy wealth into. And so I want to talk about 2 promotions that you probably need to be aware of, where you can take your dollar, rand, euro, pound value and get it to work for you at a higher level. In other words, get more bang for your buck, get more value for your spend. And so the first place I want to go to is into GS Partners. And I want to just show you that right now, one of the products that has a lot of value built around it are these Lydian mining certificates. Now, just to recap on what Eugene was saying, in order for you to mine the resources in a particular country, whether you're mining the resources in Alaska or whether you're mining the resources in Egypt, you first need to be a citizen of that state or territory. Once you're a citizen, you can then buy the rights to mine the Lydian state that sits inside of that territory. And remember, Lydian Stater is a scarce resource. Alaska has more Lydian Stater in it than Egypt does. If you go back one step, you'll find that parts of China have more resources than a small island in the middle of the Pacific like Vanuatu. And so when you're choosing your citizenship, obviously choose a place that gives you access to Lydian Stater if you want to mine it. Now, the promotion I want to talk about is that these mining certificates, the pieces of paper that you buy that give you the rights to mine Lydian Stater, are on fire sale right now. What that means is that if you were to go and buy a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 mining Stater, you'll get another mining certificate free. So if you went down to mining certificate here inside your introducing partners site, and you wanted to purchase the rights to mine, there's all these different price tags here. But if you got 4 ascending ones in a row, you get the 5th one free. So if you spend $49, $99, $199, and $399, then you get this $999 certificate free. If you were to start on the entry miner 2 and you bought 99, so that's your first certificate, then you bought a 199, your second certificate, a 399, your third certificate, and a 999, you end up getting $3,000 mining certificate free. And so there's this fire sale promotion on where citizens are being encouraged to go and get those mining rights, because the sooner that those mining rights are in the community, the sooner that people can also start mining Lydian Stater. And that's a healthy addition to this digital world economy. Type in digital world economy. 3 big words that we get to fall in love with and get to understand. There's real world economy, right here, that we're all living through. You know, how well is that doing right now with politicians and governments and 50, 60, 100, 300, 600, 1,000 year policies and governments and politics involved? How well is that doing? Well, we get to reset it across in this digital world, in Lydian world. And so every decision that we make, whether it's gathering the mining resource that sits in the world or building on top of that world, we get to shape that economy. So there's a fire sale on at the moment. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. What I did is I started playing with some numbers and just played with my calculator. I'm going to share what's going on over here. So share screen. All right, you're all seeing that. Let me get you across into, there you go. So I started playing with my calculator, and all I did is I started on the lowest mining certificates, added 4. Okay, so what you pay, you can see the what you pay section. Bonus is the certificate that you get for free, and then total value obviously sits underneath that. And I've just worked it up. You can screenshot this section if you just want to have the maths, the calculations in your head. But a $746 spend gets you a bonus of $999. Total value jumps up to $1,745 worth of mining certificate to go and start loading and accessing resource in Lydian world. If you take it up one more step, okay, so this is the certificates before. You pay for the first 4, $1,696, but then bang, you get $3,000 worth of value gifted to you as a bonus. So total value is $4,695. You've only spent $1,696. Let's have a look at the next, group of 4 up. I'm just sliding the scale here. You can go play the math as well. But a spend of 4,496 gives you a total value of $10,500. And then the last little spend I want to spend time on, a spend of $10,296. Okay, so 4 certificates. Your 5th certificate is that top tier 5 certificates, almost $12,000 worth. Your total value sits at $22,295 from a $10,000 spend. Now that to me is absolutely fantastic. I like to try and figure out, I don't know how to get out of here now. I like to try and figure out how to make sure that you position yourself in the market in an effective way. If Lydian Stater is a limited resource, and if Lydian Stater can only be accessed by people who hold the mining certificates, then it makes sense to go and get as many of those certificates as possible. I'm going to say that again. If Lydian Stater is a scarce resource that sits inside Lydian world, let's go have a look at it together. If Lydian Stater is a scarce resource that sits inside each of these countries in Lydian world, and only those citizens who've bought the mining certificates, the rights to go and mine that Stater, can access it, then it makes sense for you and I to go and figure out how do we get as many of those certificates as possible. So that's the first big promotion that is running at the moment. The second, it's not, promotion might be the right word. I like to use the word arbitrage. But the second opportunity that we got is an arbitrage opportunity. Arbitrage simply means that the value of something in one market is maybe lower than the value in another market. Let me explain that concept over here. So I'm currently loading up a tier 5 mining certificate. So these are one of those big boys, that $12,000 certificate. It can get loaded up to a maximum of $500,000 worth of capital. We're just going to use the word capital there. It can get loaded up to $500,000 worth. So let me just type it in here. But I don't have $500,000. So what I did is I went and looked, okay, what are the opportunities that we currently have to load this. I can load it using a $1-for-$1 value, what we call Lydian Lions. It's a gaming token in Lydian World. I can use a previous promotion that was running. It's no good if you're brand new into this ecosystem, you don't have access to this previous promotion potentially. Or you can use an arbitrage where the value of something, in this particular case, the value of a coin called G999 on the open market is less than half a cent right now. But the value inside Lydian World for the first 30 days when you're loading a mining certificate is 2.5 cents. That's like a 7x arbitrage opportunity. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been going onto an exchange called GS Trade Exchange. That's the exchange I've been spending time on. And the only reason why I spend time here is that it's got big enough volumes, in other words, enough G999. But take a look at the price of G999 here. In the chat function, if you can find a pairing that says G999 USDT, if you can find that, just type the price that you see. Really want to encourage you to do the calculations with me. You know, an empowered and equipped community is far more powerful than a clueless one. But yeah, this is the pairing that we're looking at over here. And take a look at that value, 0.0038. So I can come and I can purchase a whole lot of these G999 coins on this exchange. I can send them into Lydian Lion and fill up a $500,000 mining for probably about $100,000, $88,000 worth. Now, I'm not saying that everyone on this call is running around with $88,000. That's not the point of this exercise. You can go and fill up a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3, a tier 4. But there's an arbitrage here. There's an arbitrage. So not only can we go and grab hold of as many certificates as we can with the current promotion, but we can also go and leverage a massive price difference on what we can load that certificate with. And the numbers here get really fascinating. You know, this is a mining contract. I work closely with some other people, and we're trying to load this. But have a look at what's going on here. So what we did is, this is a citizen inside of Puerto Rico. We bought 2 certificates here. This was before the promotion happened, so we're going to take advantage of the promotion. We bought 2 certificates in here. We bought a tier 3 certificate and a tier 5 certificate. So you can see the 2 certificates there. And the cost of the certificate locked up in Lydian status, that's that scarce resource. So we've got 10 Lydian stata locked up here. We then have a certain amount of Lydian statas that also get locked up according to our mining load, or the capital, that arbitrage that I'm talking about. So we've already got another $1 million worth locked up in there. And we're obviously going to keep loading this $500,000. So we're sitting on just over $1 million worth of value just sitting inside of Puerto Rico. We've got access to $1 million worth of Lydian stata. We're going to be mining that out and gathering that scarce resource towards us. And our strategy is very simple. We're going to hold that until it doubles, triples, 10x's in value. That's our strategy here. Very, very simple. So that's it from me. Those are the 2 things I want you to be aware of. One, that there's a lucrative mining certificate promotion. If you buy them in ascending order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you get the 5th one free. You can do it out of order. You can buy like a 4, a 2, a 1, and a 3, but they've still got to be all 4 in ascending order to get the 5th one. So go do the math on that, go snatch those up. And then when you're ready, take advantage of the arbitrage. Go fetch G999 for really cheap off the open market, and redeploy it back into Lydian World. We've got a ton of good people in our community who can show you how to do that, but I wanted you to be aware of those two opportunities that sit with you. Michelle, thank you so much for having me on the call. I really hope that the team's getting value, and we'll see you all soon.
Oh, Bruce, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the promotions with everybody. Guys, this is a massive opportunity to leverage of a huge, huge, huge promotion running at the moment. To get involved in the digital world economy is profound. I mentioned to you previously that Eugene and I have been in the property game for the last 20 odd years. I'll share this with you. I was raised by a single mom and the system failed her. So from a young age, my mom conditioned me and taught me the system will not serve you one day when you want to retire. We started acquiring properties and we acquired multiple of them. I cannot tell you how hard the last 2 to 5 years have been in the property space, between tenants not paying rent, with COVID being hit, between the no legal cover for the owner of the property, and how hard it's been to get rid of some of our properties, to swap them into the digital world economy, because that's our future. That's our future. That's if Eugene and I decide we're out of South Africa, we want to pick up and go. We cannot pick up our property portfolio and take it with us. This allows us to transition. And what Bruce has just showed everybody is a game changer in this space. So again, I'd like to encourage you, take a look a little bit deeper. Pay attention to what's happening on the news and who controls the news, and reach out to the person that invited you to this call. Because I'm going to introduce you to our next business partner and guest for this morning, Mr. Andrew Eaton, the gentleman we've got to know really well over the last 5 years. I did not realize when I met him what an impact he would have on our lives. And I don't think he realized either. And I always say there's no such thing as coincidence in life. He came on our path and I'm so grateful. And Andrew's going to share how you are going to leverage and grow yourself and others around you in the next couple of weeks. 2 powerful weeks ahead of you. You just need to grab the bull by the horns. Over to you, Andrew.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for those kind words. And yeah, awesome presentation this morning, Eugene. Absolutely loved it. And Bruce, thanks for clarifying everything in terms of how we can take advantage of the products that are on offer within the, within the living world right now. I think it's very, very clear to everyone that we've got a very exciting March ahead of us in terms of the specials that there are in the living world. And this is just before I get going, I just want to say, people, this is a month to go and get your certificates, your mining certificates. You don't have to load, you don't have to make them live in the Lydian world yet, from a cash flow perspective, because once you make them live, then you have got 90 days to fill them, as you know. But you can buy them now, get the 5th one for free, and then load them one at a time over the next year, over the next 2 years. But take advantage of the special during March. Very, very exciting, and yeah, things are definitely happening. So can I just see from a show of hands here in the comments box, or from a little, not show of hands, but from comments in the comments box. So who here is having a look at this for the first time? Who here is having a look at this presentation for the first time, or this is their first Saturday morning training? Just say me in the comments box here. Or let's have a look. Looks like we've got a bunch of people here that no one's new. Everyone is okay. I don't see anyone new. So then I'm speaking to an audience of people that are okay. Let me ask another question then. Who here wants to build a business? Who here is an affiliate that wants to build a business? That's my passion. That is my passion. Who here wants to build a business? Say me. All right. Okay. So Roger, great man. Good to see you all the way from Australia. Okay, a lot of people want to build a business. All right, so guys, we've got a really, really unique, and I mean really unique opportunity now in March for the people living in South Africa. And I know we've got international people on the call as well. But unfortunately, my focus in March is on the South African team, because we have the unique, very unique opportunity in that we have, number one, we've got our chairman of the board, the owner of the company, Yusuf Haidt, flying into South Africa from Dubai. We've got the CTO, Mr. Alex Koshendal, flying in from Dubai. We have the advisor to the board, Mr. Dirk Zalman, who will be full-time on board of the company from May as COO, flying in from Germany. They're all going to be in South Africa for these two events. Let me just see if I can share my screen. I always wonder what's happening. Okay, hang on, let me just do this quickly and pull this one up. And then I can share my screen. And I want to just pull this one. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, so I'm back here. They're coming in for these two events. This one here. And that is the event in Cape Town. As you can see there, it is on the 16th of March at the Cape Town International Convention Center. It's 100 Rand a ticket. I'm going to get to all this in a moment, how we leverage this. But for 4 hours, we get to listen to these three gentlemen about where the company is right now, where it's going, what the products are that they're bringing, that we're still bringing on board. I will tell you, you will be blown away. So that's in Cape Town. And then, of course, the other one, I think I've got them right way around. With that Cape Town again. And the second one is in Johannesburg on the 17th. My focus, and that's going to be at the Sandton Convention Center. My focus is 100% to fill those rooms. And let me tell you why I'm doing this. Not because I want to make Joseph happy, but I want to tell you a little story. Hey, Jackie. From 2011 to 2018, I was with one company. And I grew that company. I became the #1 affiliate in that company in those 8 years. It was a learning curve for me. The first couple of years I was learning, making my mistakes, doing a lot of things wrong, correcting them, learning what worked, learning what didn't work. By 2016, I was making, as you guys, many of you know, and this is not to boast, but I had my first $100,000 year, and I've had multiple $100,000 years since then, never less. When I moved my team from that company to the company that we were in prior to Gold Standard Partners, we were only in that company as Team Jai Hugeness. We were only in that company literally for 10 months. It ended up being a year, but the last 2 months were a transition period. We weren't busy. We were 3 months actually transitioning into Gold Standard Partners. And let's call it 9 months. And in that 9 months, I built the fastest growing team in that 10-year-old company globally. Now, I don't say that to boast again. I say it because there's a couple of things that I did. There were just two things that I did to build the fastest growing team in that company in a 9-month period. This was a 10-year-old company. You guys know, many of you guys know what company it was. You're part of the company as well. Some of you don't. Doesn't matter. What I want to know from everyone here is who would like to know what those two things were that I did to build the fastest team and in 9 months make multiple 6 figures in that company. Who would like to know what those two things were? Grants onto something? Okay. Come guys, I need more me's in the comments box there. Robert, yeah, Ian, great. Carla, awesome. Brent, awesome. Michelle, yes, yes, yes. Andrew, Sean, Miller, okay. Nikki. For those of you who know me well, you'll also know that I like to keep things simple. I don't like complications. I don't like complicating things. This business of building a big network marketing team is such a simple business. It's us humans who complicate it or think it needs to be complicated for us to build a big business. And it doesn't need to be. In fact, trying to complicate it actually has the opposite effect. You see, when I brought my team across to the previous company, I knew what I was doing. You see, when I started my first company in 2011, I didn't know what I was doing. But in 2019, when I moved my team across to the other company, I knew exactly what I was doing and exactly what I needed to do to build a big team fast. And there were just two things I did. It actually is three, because the third part was teaching people to do the same. Number one, I had a team of people with me and myself who were absolutely dedicated to every day doing their daily method of operation, which was very simple. Connect with 20 people every day. Make sure that we used our what we now know as our GSP Pro marketing tool. You guys should all know what GSP Pro is. We will be teaching a lot about that after these events, a lot. But all we did was get a minimum of 3 people a day to watch our marketing video and follow up with 3 people a day. We did this consistently, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. It was what we did. And once the people that and listen to me carefully now, because here's the clicker, here's number 2. Once we followed up with those people, for those people that were interested or wanted to know more, a lot of people obviously said no, but for those who said yes, they want to know more, we did one thing or 2 things, but they're the same thing. We got them onto a 3-way call with someone upline from us who could answer the questions for us. And we took them to a live event. You see, back then we were having events in Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg. I think we even had a few in Port Elizabeth. Sure, Maxine will make sure we put them in the Maxine and Lauren, if you're on here, can we make sure that we just put them in the in the Telegram group and in the Facebook group, please? Maxine, please let us know if you are not in the Telegram group, Jahid's Telegram group or Facebook group, but they'll be posted there. Lauren will put them in now. We had live events weekly all over South Africa. Now, I know COVID has stopped those to a large extent, but I want to tell you, that's all we did. Every week we had events in Joburg, Cape Town, Durban. Every week we're showing people the videos, following up with them, getting them on a 3-way call and getting them to the events. Now, what did the events do? It's okay, Maxine. What did the events do? They were the social validation that many of these people needed to make the decision to move ahead with us. I'll say it again. That was the social validation that the people needed, many of these people needed to take the next steps. The belief, exactly, Brent. Note what we didn't do. We didn't just send them to the events. It was video first, events next. Some people did just, obviously some people, the events were also the first exposure, but ideally it was video first exposure, follow-up call second exposure, 3-way call third exposure, events fourth exposure, all happening in the same week. And we were just signing people up left, right, and center. Because you know why? The people who were signing up were realizing all I need to do to build this business is show people the video, follow up with them, get them on a 3-way call, and get them to a live weekly event. Now, I want to ask everyone on this call, everyone, if I were to tell you that all you needed to do, and now that we have weekly events going in Johannesburg and Cape Town again, if all you had to do was show people a video, follow up with them, get them on a 3-way call, and get them to a weekly presentation in those 2 cities, if you live in those 2 cities, or send them there if you don't live in those 2 cities. And if I were to say that's all you had to do to make 6 figures, if you did that consistently for the next 12 months, who would be prepared to be dedicated to follow a very simple system like that? Who would be dedicated? Because I will tell you that that made me hundreds of thousands of dollars and continues to do that. And an event, by the way, includes a Saturday morning Zoom event. And that's it. And that's all. I didn't try and be an expert. I didn't try and be a rocket scientist. In fact, I like to tell people, I like to emphasize I'm not. Because guess what? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to make money and become successful in network marketing. You can leverage off the rocket scientists, in this case, the Alex Koshendaals, by being dedicated to applying the simple system and being sold out to the daily method of operation, 23-3. 23-3 will make you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you do it consistently for 12 to 24 month period. Oh, but that's so long, Andrew. No, it's not. It's a year or two of grits and elbow grease and in the trenches for financial freedom for the rest of your life. Why are we in a unique situation in South Africa right now? Okay, well, let me go back a step. What I learned from and how I managed to grow this team so fast is there was a very simple principle. Very, very, very simple principle. The person with the most people at the events makes the most money. I'll say it again. The person with the most people in the room at the events makes the most money. And so what we did back then is our leadership team were absolutely dedicated to filling rooms every week. I realized, even though I am the leader of how do I put this? Everyone here is in my team. I know some people are not in my team, but even though I don't have upline that were doing the events for me, I was the upline that arranged the events. I want you to understand something very, very clearly here. I realized that there were better presenters than me. Bruce, Brendan, Eugene. These are people that I think you all agree do phenomenal presentations, better than me. I can speak, but they present better than me. And so I realized that if we just put as many people as we could in front of these guys week in and week out, we'd smash it. And that's all we did. And that's all we're going to start doing right now. And so why are we in a unique situation right now? Everyone who's on this call right now has a very limited time to put their business on steroids. And I do mean a very limited time. And how the rest of your year is going to look like is going to be determined by your dedication to some very, very short-term goals over the next 10 days. 10 days. What are those short-term goals that we need to achieve in the next 10 days, that you need to achieve? Well, I'll go back to it, what I said just 2 minutes ago. The person with the most people at the event in the room makes the most money. So my question to you is, how many people, and you can type your list here, you can type your numbers out, how many people do you want combined to be at the Cape Town event and the Johannesburg event for the Lydian World Tour when Josip and Alex and Dirk come to South Africa? How many people do you want there? Maxine says 30. Michelle says 100. Who else? Ian's got 10 already. Fantastic. Carla, 40. Anne 100. Harry Tidis is 100. Yvette 20. Lizette Malin 150. Rob's got 15 so far. Come, Rob, up it, my friend, up it. Let's go. Audra 20. Come, guys, I want more numbers here. When you type something out, it shows dedication to a goal. 30, says Rudolph. Makrit 20. Anyone else? Guys, there's 70 odd people on this call. Who else wants to bring people to those events? If I told you now that the most, Sean, 10, brilliant. But I've told you, the people who have the most, let me rephrase another one, rephrase it another way. The more people you have at the event, the better your income is going to look for the year. Belinda, 40. Maxine, 30. Yes, exactly, Maxine, you've got it. I'm going to talk about that now. Sharon, 10. Okay. All right. So how do we make sure we achieve those numbers? It's not, and it's actually, it started a week or two ago, but from today moving forward, it's not about the 16th and 17th yet. What it's about, and Maxine, this comes back to what you were saying, what it's about, people, is this week, this coming week, this coming week. And here is what I would be doing this coming week. I would be getting as many people on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Bryanston Country Club, to our event there. And on Wednesday, at the Radisson in Newlands, to our event there. I will be there. Brendan will be doing the presentation. I will be there to do one thing, and Lauren will be there as well. But I'm going to be there to do one thing and one thing only for you. For you. Do you want to know what I will be doing after Brendan's done the presentation? Do you want to know what I'm going to do for you? For the one thing. My only reason for being there. What is it? Who can guess? Who can guess? Michelle's got it. Lizette's got it. No, Rob. That's not what I'm going to do, Rob. Anne's got it. Guys, I'm going to get the people that you put in that room to commit to being at the following week's event with yourself. I'm going to sell tickets for you. I'm going to make sure that you have as many people as you possibly can at the Lydian World Tour events with Yusuf and Alex and Dirk. I'm going to make sure that those people do not walk out of that room without having a ticket in their hand, because Lauren will have the tickets in the back of the room for that next event. And then, Rob, at that event, the Lydian World event, we will sell tickets for Dubai, because we promote from one event to the next. That's all we did. And I'll say it again. That's all we did to grow the fastest growing team in the whole of the previous company globally, that had been around for 10 years when this team came across, and we did it in a 9-month time period. That's all we did. I know how to do this, guys. I know how fast a team can grow when, as a team, we are dedicated to the same system, the same goal. And so here's my next question for you. I don't care if you're not in Cape Town or Johannesburg. I don't care if you're not in South Africa. I don't care what city or what country you're in. But I want to see here how many people you want to have and you can put it separately. How many people? What is your goal next week for people for the Joburg event and the Cape Town event? What is your goal? How many people are we going to have in that room? Let's see. This is teamwork. Sean's going to have 3. Is that for Joburg or Cape Town, Sean? What is your goal? Then you know what you're going to work for. Michelle says 40 for Joburg, 3 for Joburg, says Sean, 5 for Joburg, says Elena, 3 for Cape Town, says Michelle. Awesome. So 40 for Joburg, 3 for Cape Town. Aiming for 50 at each, says Anne. Anne is a seasoned network marketer, guys. 5, says Magritte. 20 for Cape Town, says Barbara. And 10 for Joburg. Awesome. Love it. We need people in Canada. 5 for Josie, says Garth. 50 for each, says Lizette. Guys, believe me, it's even more powerful if it's not their first exposure. If they watch the videos first and they come to that event. 10 combined for Cape Town and Joburg. 7 for Cape Town, says Rudolph. Yvette, 10 combined, she says. Now, guys, here's what we're going to do. So, Yvette, I'm going to talk about your 10. If each of those 10 walk out of those events with a ticket for themselves and a ticket for a friend, Yvette, how many tickets do we just move for you for the following week, for when you're sipping them out? Oh, yeah. How many? Anyone want to do the calculations for me? I want to make sure everyone's concentrating. So Yvette brings 10 people to next week's event, and we sell 2 tickets each to each of them. How many people will Yvette have the following week when Yusuf them are here? It's 20, Eugene, mathematician. Lucky's right, 20. 1 for themselves, 1 for a friend. Did we succeed in helping move more tickets? Okay, Eugene, yeah, 10 existing plus 2 each. Yeah, okay, I'll get that as well. So if Anne brings 50 to Cape Town and 50 to Joburg next week, and we do the same for Anne, that each person who walks out of there commits to a ticket for themselves and a ticket for a friend, what's Anne's following week going to look like? Are you guys getting this? Are you guys understanding how important it is to fill the venues next week for you? Sean, even with your 3, if each of those guys walk out with a ticket for themselves and a ticket for a friend, we've doubled your numbers for Yusuf's. Right. That's all I'm going to do next week. And I'll end off, I've got a couple of exciting things I want to talk about. But what I want to end off this part in is that the more people you have when Yusuf them are out here at those 2 events, the better the rest of your year is going to look like. And for those people who bring 100 or more people to those events, I will be bold enough to tell you you're going to have a 6-figure year this year. You'll make over $100,000. Things are going to explode for you. For those people bringing 5, 10, 20, that is the foundations you need to start earning multiple 5 figures this year. Let me ask Sean. Sean, how much would an extra $5,000 a month do for you this year? If you make sure you've got as many people to the event, and within 6 months' time you're making $5,000 to $10,000 because of the activity in the next 10 days. What difference would it make to your life, Sean? Yeah. So here's my couple of exciting announcements that I wanted to make. Yeah, to change many things. Right, so we've got some incentives running, as you guys know. And there's a few changes to those incentives because we were on the 18th and 19th and 20th going to be at Mala Mala with Yusuf, with Alex, with Dirk. But unfortunately, as you guys also know, we no longer have the Durban event, and it's very simple why. Yusuf has to fly in a day later because he's got a huge meeting. And then he's got the rest of the meeting. He's got to fly for the rest of that meeting on the 18th to Cyprus with the other guys. I know exactly what that meeting's for. And it's a massive meeting, which will be announced in Dubai, which is going to blow your socks off. Blow your socks off. It's going to make, let me tell you this, then that deal that Yusuf is doing, when it comes off and we announce it in Dubai, will make us undoubtedly, let me say this clearly, undoubtedly the most transparent and legitimate crypto / blockchain / network marketing company in the world. So it's a big deal. But what it has meant is that they're no longer coming to Mala Mala. But Mala Mala is paid for. So a couple of extra spaces have opened up. So, as you know, the lucky draw winner was going to spend an hour with Yusuf and Alex and Dirk. I want to tell you that they're not going to have enough time because their trip is shortened. There are too many meetings for that. But I want to tell the lucky draw winner that you're going to come to Mala Mala with us. The lucky draw winner will come to Mala Mala with us. Unfortunately, not with spouse, just the winner, Okay. The next thing I want to tell you is that, as you know, the person who has signed up the most people on the $33 voucher, new people from February to the 10th of March, 5 more days. That person originally was going to come to Mala Mala with us. But that prize has been upgraded to that person coming on the entire trip with us, including flying from Joburg to Cape Town and Cape Town back to Joburg on Yusuf's private jet. Now, let me tell you what those numbers are looking like and who's in the lead. Right now, the person who has made the most, and guys, I want to say, remember, those people still need to be on the 33. Then if they signed up in Feb and they haven't renewed their $33 in Feb, then they don't count, because we need to make sure that they're still active. But so far, Neil Duval is in the lead. Neil, this is unbelievable, guys. Just showed Neil is so dedicated to winning this. He's doing this daily method of operation. His numbers are going through the roof, and his results are predictable. Predictable. Neil's in the lead. He has signed up 25 people from February to today. Now ask yourself, what's Neil doing that you can't do? All it is numbers, guys, and dedication. Luzette Mullen is coming second on 17. Katie van Wyk is coming third on 14. Darlene's on 10. Now, Darlene, I know that you're going, well, oh, I can't win the prize. I can't sign up 15 people in 5 days. Katie, I know you might be saying the same. Lou, you might be thinking, oh, you might win with a chance. But here's what I want to tell you. Is that the person who comes second is coming to Mala Mala with us. So Lou and Katie, you guys have a race on the go there. All right. There's another incentive. There's another incentive. The person who comes third is also coming to Mala Mala with us. So, Darlene, you're breathing down Katie's neck. So, the person who wins is coming on the entire trip with us. On the planes, we'll be staying at the Saxon Hotel in Joburg. We'll be staying at the 12 Apostles in Cape Town. We'll be flying on the private jet with Yusuf. And the people who come second and third will be coming to Mala Mala with us. Now, there is another incentive that I put in place. The person who moves the most, it's a bit of a tricky one, so we're going to have to work it out. But the person who moves the most tickets for the events, for the Yusuf's events, and those people need to pitch with those tickets. So when they're writing, as you know, they write the names on the tickets, but it's a little bit tricky because you obviously need to be prepared. But the person who has the most guests at these events also will come to Mala Mala with us. Now, let me just elaborate a little bit on this. It's totally fair. The question I got a couple of days ago was, but obviously a person with a big team will move more tickets than a person with a small team. No, because these are your personal tickets that you have moved to your front lines and to guests. So in other words, if Eugene and Michelle, I'm just going to use them as an example because they're here in front of me. If Eugene and Michelle sell 10 tickets their own, move 10 tickets their own, and some of their leaders sell 5 or 6 tickets each. Those ones don't count for Michelle and Eugene. It's only the ones that they bought and they moved. So here's what we're going to do. Is on the 15th, we're going to look on the, and Lauren, please type this in for me. We're going to look, most guests and non-members, it doesn't matter. It's just who's moved the most tickets, Garth, with the guest's name or their team member's name on the ticket, like a ticket's normally look, and referred by who or invited by who. Okay. On the 15th, we're going to look on Team Jai Hugeness, our booking site, who has the most people registered there. That's going to be on the 15th. That will be the day before Josip arrives. Okay. We will announce, and Lauren, please remember, and put the code down there as well, the booking code. And we will announce on the 15th. It will be at lunchtime on the 15th. Who the people are who are in the running. Okay, now, why is this important? Well, because if you've moved a lot of tickets, but you haven't got them on the Team Jai Hugeness booking site, you've lost out because you didn't use our system. And we couldn't calculate because you hadn't registered your guests on the system. So on the 15th, by lunchtime, we're going to look who is in the running. And let's say there's 3 or 4 people in the running. We will notify those people that they are in the running and that they should possibly be prepared to get on the plane with us to Mala Mala on the 18th. What we're then going to do at the events in Cape Town and then at the events in Joburg on the 17th, we will count the actual tickets that were handed in to correlate it with what is on the system. And they're invited by, it says invited by at the bottom, the person who has the most people with their names invited by, example, Michelle, Blucknote, Michelle, Blucknote, Michelle, Blucknote. The person who's got their name and they're invited by on most of the tickets there will be the person who hops on the plane with us to Mala Mala. So who would like to come join us in Mala Mala? We're gonna have such a good time there. We're gonna do some real bonding there. We're gonna do a little bit of what do you call it, man? Brainstorming. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a professional. Listen, we've got a professional videographer, a film guy who's won international awards, and it's cost Josip. I'll tell you what the costs were. No, I'm not. But I'll tell you it's a couple of $100,000. He's going to be flying with us and he'll be in Mala Mala with us, making a professional documentary on us that we can share with our prospects and friends, etc. So how dedicated are we to filling rooms in the next 10 days? Because that will decide, I will tell you right now, that will decide what the rest of your year is going to look like. So, right now, Neil is flying around with us. I don't know if anyone's going to catch him. Maybe Lou, maybe Katie thinks they can catch him. Right now, Neil and Lou and Katie will be in Mala Mala with us. And I'll tell you what it looks like to me right now in terms of the tickets sold. So far, Gladwin Heslop has bought the most tickets. I don't know how many he has moved, but I believe the Harriet CDs that are working with Gladwin, Nats and Andrew, going to make sure that he knows how to register them on Team Jai Hugeness as well. And Willie Bester, I don't know if he's on the call. He's bought 30 so far. And I know he's actually moved them. He's moved them. He's shown me the list of people who bought from him already. So far, Willie Bester and or Gladwin will be with us in Mala Mala. And then the lucky draw winner will be with us in Mala Mala as well. Okay. So people, big 10 days. I'm going to implore you to put in extra effort over the next 10 days with one goal in mind. Fill the room with as many of your people as you possibly can, because I will tell you, it will change the game for you this year. It will change the game for you. So as I end off, can I ask one more participation question here? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not dedicated at all, and 10 being dedicated to the utmost, like you will achieve this goal with 100% certainty, what number are you on in terms of making sure you reach your goal to fill the room with as many people of your people as possible? What is your level? Lizette's 11, Carla 10, Anne 10, Michelle 10, Garth 9. Who else? Audrey 10, Robert 9, Andrew 10, Larry T's is 10, Arthur 10. Let's do it, guys. Let's do this. You might think, oh, and Leon, I love what you said. You might think, listen to this now very carefully. Oh, but what do you mean do it together? But if Lizette has more people there than me, then what effect does it have on the people I bring? You know, what do you mean together? Let me tell you something. The fuller the room, the better the social validation for your guests. Does this make sense? The fuller the room, the better the social validation for your guests, for your people. Wow, look at this. This is working. Look at all these people. So yes, it is teamwork, Lizette. And it is something that we should all be dedicated to do together. "10 days is what I'm asking from the people on this call. There are about 70 people left on the call. A couple of people have dropped off. From this group of 70, even those who are overseas, if you're in Australia, find people on LinkedIn in Cape Town and Joburg and get them to our events this week so we can get them to the next events. Spend some time focusing, if you're in Malaysia, spend some time focusing on South African prospects in those 2 cities. I'm imploring the people on this webinar, on this Saturday training, to make the next 10 days your most important days, 10 days in your network marketing career. I'm imploring you. So that's it from me this morning. I'm really, really looking forward to being in Bryanston on Tuesday with Brendan and Lauren, and in Joburg, and in Cape Town at Radisson on the Wednesday with Lauren and with Brendan. And guys, I will tell you something, we are bringing our AAA games for those 2 events because we know that we've got 7 days from there to get it to sell as many tickets for Yusuf's event so that Yusuf and Dirk and Alex can come here and sell this business to everyone. They're going to walk away from Yusuf's events with Alec from the Lydian World Tour, from Yusuf and Alec and Dirk speaking. They're going to walk out of that event with 100% conviction that this is the right company for them, that these are the right products for them, that they can put their name to this business, and your business will explode. 10 days is what I'm asking for you. 10 days. Can we do it? Can we do it? All right. So guys, that's it from me this morning. I hope it made sense. I hope you guys realize how simple it is, but it just takes commitment and dedication. Michelle, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. Wow, wow, wow. Everybody who is ready for massive action, put massive action in the chat box for me, please. Let's get going. If you take more action, you figure it out faster. So if you're on the call, you haven't signed up yet, get signed up. If you've signed up, you've not paid your $33 subscription yet, pay your $33 subscription. Get your citizenship. Start getting involved in the digital world economy. If you've paid your $33 subscription, you haven't bought a mining certificate yet, get your mining certificate. And most importantly, book your seat for the events taking place. As one of my mentors, Robert Kiyosaki, stipulates, your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. I'd love to wish you all a phenomenal Saturday. Get going with loads of activity. I know I sure am. And we look forward to seeing you at the next event. Thank you to Eugene. Thank you to Bruce. Thank you for Andrew for always sharing. We've got a wonderful community and we're here to help you all grow your businesses, grow your knowledge, and grow your assets. Have a phenomenal, phenomenal weekend. Cheers, everybody.